Hey guys, how's it going and welcome back. We have the Behringer BTR2000 Racktuner. Professional stuff, man. Whew. It only cost me 50 bucks at Long McQuaid in good old Canada. That was a pretty good steal of a deal. So, pretty sensitive. It's got the strobe thing underneath, which is kind of neat. This thing is accurate enough to actually set the intonation on your guitar, which is quite wild. But I have it right now in Chromatic Mode, but if you hit the mode button quick, and then you start turning your dial, guitar is in other, bass, I don't know what brie is, banjo, ukulele, and then you get into this other stuff that I still have to look up in the manual. But I like the chromatic side because that means I can just do whatever with whatever instrument. I already know what notes I need, whatever, for whatever. But it also does have a transpose area as well to go up and down in steps, but it also, if you press and hold, 440 starts to flash, and you can go 452 right on down to this AUE thing, which I have no idea what that's for, but I gotta get this thing to get out of there. Okay, so let's go there. I guess I'll have to let it sit and stop. Okay. Well, we're back into 440. Okay. I have to find out what that AUE is about. There we go. We're back. Over here you've got mute, which you can also control by foot switch. Okay. Now here it's input select. Now 2, you've got number 2, so you can technically plug 3 things into this because there's 2 input jack 1s, one on the front, one on the back, which I'm in the back, and then you have a number 2, which also works along with the mic, that you can also activate the microphone for like open air tuning, right? So like an acoustic guitar that's not plugged in kind of thing. But if you do plug 2 things into input 1, for the front and the back being input 1s, the one will take precedent over the other, so just keep that in mind. And back to number 1 now, and if we push and hold, nothing happens on this one. It's just the way it is. If we push and hold on the mute, we can turn the rack lights off, okay? Or press and hold again, they turn back on. So at night, this thing is freaking cool. So if you're playing in a pub or whatever, dark area, the lights can be off, who cares? You know, put yourself into silent mode, you know, either that way or that way. Now this did not come with the pedal, by the way. And there's another pedal that you're going to need with 2 buttons if you want to control other features that way. But they're just momentary switches, okay? So I'm just using a piano sustain pedal, okay? But you can even get, if you want to be really cheap about it, you can get 2 piano sustain pedals because they're like next to nothing. And then a Y adapter that goes, you know, mono in to stereo input. And you can do it that way too for, you know, doing that. Because your other plug-in requires a TRS plug. But 1/4" jack though, okay? Same as your other one is 1/4" tip sleeve in this case. But yeah, the thing works great. You know, it gets good tuning stability. There's a lot more to be learned about this. I'm going to suggest you guys just look up the Behringer BTR2000, or just type in BTR2000 manual. It'll automatically know through Google that it's a Behringer Racktuner. Download the manual, read through the entire manual because there is a lot of information, and I know that you guys do not want to sit here for a half an hour or more, so I'm just showing you the basics here, and then boom, you can go download the manual. Anyways, for 50 bucks, man, that is a steal. You can pay 80 bucks to almost $300 US for this thing right now on eBay. You may find a cheaper deal somewhere else. Who knows what you're going to find? It is the internet after all. Check Craigslist and Marketplace and wherever else. But I think that so far, I'm really impressed with it. And the fact that it is more than adequate for setting intonation on a guitar with, I definitely like that idea, because that'll make my job so much easier for setting up intonations on guitars, for myself or anybody for that matter. And so I'm kind of liking that idea. And you know, I never thought about, oh, let's get a rack tuner, but you know, because I don't have a rack. But you know, now I got one, and for 50 bucks, I think I paid about $24 for my most expensive snark tuner. And I don't trust them to set intonation. I trust a snark any day of the week to tune my guitar, but I'd never trust one to set intonation, because they're not that accurate for that part anyways. Because that's a lot more precision that they just can't read proper. This thing actually can, so that's pretty friggin' good. But anyways, so that's my Long and McQuade score, and that is just, I'm gonna really enjoy this rack tuner. I think it's gonna be cool. I just gotta figure out a way to make some kind of a box or something for it, you know, because I don't have a rack, and I'm not gonna get other different rack unit pieces to put together unless I get back to in-ear monitor systems and all that jazz again. Well, in that case, maybe I should buy a rack down the road, but right now I really don't need one. So, but it sits nice on top of the orange amp, and it is my primary amp that I use the most anyways. So why not just leave it on there, right? And the nice benefit too is, like I said, you can turn it off and your audio signal still goes through, which is great. You know, so you don't have to waste extra hydro. Now it does plug into regular household current, okay? Won't run off batteries, that's for sure. Yeah, so anyways, pedal does not come with it, like I said. And you can, I built my own, so I actually have a few home built ones here. I got a 3-button switch one and a 2-button switch one, and then I've got just a sustain pedal. So either way, I'm covered for whatever I want to do with this thing. But it'll be nice too to go and try different tuning styles and stuff, and actually have something that can actually display it on screen for me a lot more accurately. So that's going to be a real benefit there too. So that part I'm definitely going to enjoy to start messing with. So yeah, that's pretty neat. Anyways, what else can we tell you? It's got a metronome in it, but I haven't tried it yet. I really do not like metronomes, honestly, guys. I have a beat buddy, and I've got 10 million drum files on my computer for all kinds of stuff. So, yeah, metronomes aren't my thing. I have better timing with a precision drummer like a beat buddy or something like that, right? But anyways, that's just me. Anyway, do your own thing. But I think this is definitely worth a serious look at it, and I'm going to score it for a 4 out of 5 right at this time. I will do an update video for you down the road to let you know how well it does intonation, but it's apparently more than quick enough for it, so we shall see how accurate it is and how good it is for intonation. And it might move that score up. I don't know when we're going to do that video for an update, but as it sits right now, I'm at a solid 4 out of 5 with highly recommending it. And if you can find one, I paid 50 bucks Canadian, so, you know, whatever. I think it's probably worth more either way, but, you know, it's kind of depends on the person and, you know, the deal you get and whatever, right? So, but yeah, so I'm kind of pretty solid on this one. I really like it. I think it's a pretty cool thing, and it's a great addition to my gear. And I guess eventually I'll have to figure out what I really don't like about it other than the metronome, because I'm doing a series of videos about what I don't like about my gear. So I guess one of the things would be the metronome on this thing, but we'll see if anything else happens with that part. But in the meantime, thanks so much for watching, guys, and staying tuned, and we will catch you on the next one. Ciao.